Hello friends, this is Bilal Heather and today we are going to learn about JSON um, in JavaScript. So JSON is a data structure which is also called JavaScript object notation, and it's very useful when you're dealing with large data structures and you want to use them in your programs. This is the best way to handle your data. So let me create a variable for a user, and let me create a JSON object here, and then you will see what I'm trying to say. So how can we create a JSON object? It's very simple. We create a variable like this, and this is basically a JSON object, and we have a key. We start with the curly braces. we create our we create a key and a semicolon and a value, a constant value. So this is a key and this is its value, and now if I want to access this value, I can do so by doing user.username, right? So it's very easy to remember or easy to work with. So you create a key and you set it equal to some value, and then you use it in your program like so. When we are creating JSON objects like this, we are not limited to only assign a username to a string value. So we can also add more than one as well. So we we can maybe move it to the next line, and we put a comma, then we insert an age for the user, right? And then if I want to access the age, I can do so like this. So age, right? And we can also put boolean constants, right? So let's say is healthy. If the person is healthy, I can set it to true, right? So it's going to work. And we are not just limited to constant strings or constant numbers. We can also store an array, right? So in the previous video we learned about arrays, so we can use them here. So let's say we are storing hobbies of the user, so I can say programming and music, YouTube, right? So now when I need to access the hobbies, what I can do is I can I can use this variable. I can access the hobbies by the variable. So I can do user dot hobbies. Okay, so remember, this is the key and this is its value. This is the key, this is its value, this is the key, this is its value, right? So if I run the code now, it's going to list all the hobbies that this user has, right? So if I want to get an individual hobby, we learned how to do that. How can we use arrays? So if I put hobbies 0, because hobbies, remember, is an array, so hobbies 0, and it's going to give me the first hobby of the user. So programming, right? And we are not limited to storing just the arrays, and we are not limited to put only the string values or constant values in an array. So this value, this is a constant for now, but this can be an array in itself. So we can create another array in here like this, and we can put more values inside of that array. So you see that when we are working with arrays, we are not just limited to storing on only constant values inside of them, and we are also not limited to only put arrays in front of a key. So we can also do another JavaScript object notation in front of a key. So what I'm saying here, let me create a profile. And notice this, I'm creating another JavaScript object here, and inside I can do, maybe I can create another key. So I can say profile image, and this image can be a link to an image, right? So I can put cover photo like this, and maybe feature photos, and create an array within this JavaScript object and put all the feature images links in it, like so. So you can see that I can access this variable by writing user dot profile image. So if I want to access this profile image, what I can do, I can do user dot profile image, right? And if I want to access the first feature image of the user, I can do user dot profile dot feature photos, and then within the square brackets I can put 0 like this. Okay, because you understand that how can we access individual elements of an array, and we can do so by using the square brackets and putting the index of the element which we want. So this was actually all about the JSON object. So JSON is very powerful data structure, and you can represent any complex data that your program needs to work with. So you can create an organization, you can create an organization variable here, then you can put employees, then inside the employees you can create individual employees within that, and then you can put several different data that your program needs you to put it. So it's very powerful. So maybe you just create a few JSON objects in your program and practice it, console log them, and see if you can do that. So I guess this is all for now. So there are more things related to JSON, like how can we parse JSON from a string, how can we convert this JSON object to a string. So these things we'll deal with later on when we'll find an actual use for them. So for now you just learn to work with a JSON object, and later when we'll need to work with those things, then we'll talk about them. So I guess for now this is all. I'll see you next time.